If your country betrayed you, would you let it go, or pay in blood? As the deadliest sniper in the Marine Corps, I had been lying in wait in Ethiopia for 2 days. Finally, a convoy appeared in my scope, but enemy forces armed with heavy weapons were already moving to intercept. My spotter Donnie quickly calculated wind speed and distance while I adjusted my settings and locked onto the targets. Fire when ready. Two shots later, the threats were neutralized. Just as we were about to pull out, a large enemy force appeared behind us. I immediately swung my rifle around, taking out the heavy machine gunner first, then the driver. Faced with precision fire, the enemy was forced to abandon their vehicles and take cover. They brought in mortars and started shelling the hillside. The impact points crept closer and closer to our position. I urgently requested fire support, but since this operation wasn't sanctioned by the UN, command cut off all communications.
Shut it down. Highly trained men 8 kilometers inside a country we are not supposed to be in. Sure, they'll get out just fine. Shut it down now. Okay, wrap it up. Let's go.
Just like that, we were abandoned by our own country. The enemy sent in an attack helicopter to strafe our position. Donnie was hit by a stray round. Watching my brother fall, I grabbed my Barrett and opened fire. I steadied my breathing, aimed for the critical component. And put a round straight through the drive shaft. The helicopter lost power and went down in flames. After that mission, I walked away from the system and disappeared into the mountains. For 3 years, I finally knew what real freedom felt like. But fate never lets anyone off that easy. One day, a group of suits showed up in my woods. Colonel Johnson came bearing the Congressional Medal of Honor in what seemed like an honorable mission. They needed me to assess a potential assassination from over 1,000 meters out.
There's going to be an attempt on the life of the president in the next 2 weeks. The president has 3 public engagements during that time. Baltimore, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. We need you to scout. Tell us how you would do it so we can stop it.
At first, I flat out refused. But when they played the patriotism card, I wavered. Before I left, I made a mental note of the engine model, a detail that would prove crucial later. To verify whether the assassination was feasible, I ran test shots in the mountains. At 1,600 meters, a tin can exploded on impact. The dangerous hypothesis checked out. Before heading out, I quietly removed the firing pin from my rifle. That gun would be my ace in the hole. I then made my way to Washington, using my expertise to scout 3 cities before settling on a church in Philadelphia as the optimal vantage. Just when I thought my job was done, they asked me to stay on site and observe. Something felt off. Fake cops showed up at the observation point. While up in the church bell tower, a shooter was dialing in his scope using the exact parameters I had provided. When all the conditions aligned perfectly, I tried to sound the alarm, but it was too late. A gunshot shattered the silence. The speech venue erupted into chaos. I took 2 bullets and fell out the window, going from hero to most wanted in an instant. Once again, I had been played.
How could you miss? How could you fucking miss?
30 seconds clear. Chase him down. Bleeding. Kill him.
Secret Service helicopters were on my tail as I fled, wounded and desperate. It had all been Johnson's setup. The equipment at the observation point had vanished, leaving only my M200 rifle set up. During my escape, I ran into a rookie FBI agent. I pretended to surrender, waited for my moment, then disarmed and took him down.
Give me keys. I didn't shoot the president.
Grabbed his keys and sped off. But my gunshot wound slowed me down and cops were everywhere. A car wash became my temporary hideout. I found a first aid kit and patched myself up. The moment I pulled out, I ran straight into a police blockade. After intense chase, I was cornered with nowhere to go. Every exit was sealed off. Without hesitation, I threw the car in reverse and plunged into the river. The cops searched but came up empty. What they didn't know was that I had already slipped away on a sand barge, vanishing without a trace.